Yeah, I'm looking at the qualifiers from last time, and it looks like it was some pretty heavy hitters there last time that aren't here this time. So that's actually kind of good news, I feel, for everyone.
Mhm.
I feel like this is misinformation because it can't be true. But it's saying here like Petit Drogo, Clem, Laser, Harston Special. Clem? Did Clem have to qualify last time too?
I think Clem is seeded in. He should be invited. He should be invited.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the last one, 5 in the qualifier. So I don't know. The bracket of all games has changed pretty dramatically this year, as we've seen a lot of players coming to the ranks. Here we are, Light Shade LE, game 1 in this best of 3 series, and in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have one of my favorite players playing for Team Exxon Gaming. It is the player coming out of Mexico, El Chamaco, El Campeón, El Chupacabra. It is Cham. My guy.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the European Terran player, the Red Terran, hailing from the land of the Netherlands and representing Team Liquid. It is uThermal.
Oh my God, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna see. Is Cham gonna whip out the Swarm Host against uThermal? Is he gonna go just play straight up Ling Bane? I don't know. We don't get to see enough of Cham's ZVT.
If uThermal, we really don't. There's not enough Terrans going up against him in the LATAM scene. But I feel like if uThermal wins game 1, game 2, he's gonna go for the Reaper Rush. I don't want Cham to go out like that, so I hope he wins game 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like uThermal, he's not afraid to whip out the proxy racks, you know? Like he's more than likely to do so, unfortunately. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit scary if he does whip that out, if he is up in the series. So yeah, we'll see how things start off here in game 1. This is really gonna dictate how these two players are gonna play out the series.
Yeah. I feel like this first Reaper right here would give us a little info on where these players stand. Things are already tardy to the party.
Oh, he wants that drone.
Okay. Good micro. All right, not too bad. Queen's out, Lings are out. Oh, even hit the Ling over there and already got the 3rd. Ooh. This is actually better for Cham now.
Exactly. He was distracting uThermal's Reaper. He wanted that Reaper to stay there in that mineral line because he was able to sneak out the 3rd base.
Wow, that was actually really good by Cham. Cham's just a big brain pro gamer.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing about this. I'm like, do these guys know each other? But everybody knows Cham.
Yeah.
uThermal, I don't know. Maybe Cham's heard of him once or twice.
Maybe.
Oh, the Queen was kind of like not really in great position to get that Reaper, but Scout off is going to go down. Oh, no. I've been there. I saw it coming.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Unfortunately.
Even though he had the Lings in the right spot, but they weren't on patrol. Normally, I feel like if they're on patrol, they get a better surround. But now they're speedlings, so he should go kill it.
Yeah, the Reaper should go down. So the Reaper did get some scouting information, did manage to kill 1 drone for uThermal, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And, oh, interesting. We do see uThermal is going for the 1-1-1 into Cloak Banshee.
Not bad at all. Now, I feel like without the Reaper, that does kind of slow down the Banshee, or not the Banshee, the Hellion push. And so far, there's only 2 out. Wonder how many he's going to go for.
Yeah, we have 2. We have 2 more in the natural, 2 more on the way, so he's going to get a total of 6 Hellions. Meanwhile, this Overlord should be able to get in. Yes, he does. He does scout the Starport and the Tech Lab.
Stops at 6 Hellions and then goes instantly into a 3rd base.
Yeah.
You get all types of add-ons here. Even throwing an add-on onto the barracks.
Yeah, working on his bio play, right? We do have a Tech Lab there, and it did get scouted as well, so Cham, he has a decent idea of the initial build of uThermal and the follow-up to get into the mid-game.
Yeah. And he should know that the Hellbats, not the Hellbats, the Hellions are on their way. And, oh, Creep Tumor's going to go down instantly. Queens are in position. No, another one replaces it. Cham on point.
Oh, meanwhile, we do have a Banshee getting ready to dive in. But again, because Cham went for the Overlord Scout, he already has the Spore on the way, but it's not ready yet.
Yeah, but it's even in that defensive position where it can't cover the whole mineral line, but it can get a few shots off before you even get into the mineral line. But it wasn't ready yet. Just barely not ready in time. He's going to have to... Is he going to replace it? No?
Yeah, we'll see if he...
Risky.
Yeah, I mean, the Banshee looks like it's going into the natural. There is still a Spore here and a Queen. So again, Cham should be okay.
Oh, he didn't put down the Roach Warren over there because he didn't want him to see it. The Banshee should run out of cloak pretty soon, though, here. It's been floating around quite some time.
Yeah.
Good job keeping the Hellions alive, though. They haven't really gone down at all.
Yeah, he hasn't really committed to anything. He's just been staying on the edge of creep, making sure it's a little bit difficult for Cham to spread it. Meanwhile, another worker did go down. Banshee did lose a little bit of health to do so.
Yeah. And 8 workers have gone down so far between the 2 Banshees. The other Banshee comes for the right hook. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That's rough.
He gets out as well. I was like, I thought he was going to commit the Banshee just to kill it as much as he did, but in the end, it does survive. The second one to the north did go down, but uThermal dealt quite a bit of damage.
Cannot believe Cham just lost 13 workers to 2 Hellion, or 2 of those flying helicopter boys.
Yeah. That was rough.
That's very rough. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. To be fair, like, Cham still has a bit of room to breathe because uThermal, like, he's still macroing up. Like, 1-1 is still on the way. I believe Stim did finish up, though, so we'll see what uThermal's going to be able to do with this army that he's pushing out with.
Probably a lot, given that opener.
Yeah, especially because Cham is skipping Banelings. Like, he was hiding those roaches. He's just going straight up Bling Roach.
Yeah, I mean, it could be decent if he had a great economy right now. He's gonna scrap this base. That's rough. Already almost done.
Yeah, I mean, the tanks aren't in range of the base, and roaches are on the way. Ravagers as well, so Cham just needs to buy a little bit more time.
Oh my gosh, is he gonna be able to do it?
We'll see. The Ravagers are on the way. There we go. And the roaches, so Cham may have enough to hold on to the 4th.
How's he gonna get high? Okay, he does have 1 overseer. He's gonna be able to get high ground vision. But he needs to have at least 3 of these Ravagers. He splits the Ravagers and cleans it all up. Has a bunch of roaches left over. And now he's going to go across the map, barely saving that base. Doesn't even have enough energy for a transfuse. He's going to keep his queens there and try and get a transfuse in later. I believe he still has... No, he actually lost all of the cloaked Banshees there, so... Yeah, no worries on that. But
it's a little bit rough.
There's 1 tank there.
Yeah, Cham is also supply blocked. He's making 5 Overlords at the same time. Meanwhile, Hellions, they sneak in.
Oh, that's the game changer there. He's not going to be able to defend that at all. A late pull away, but only 4 workers went down so far from that 5 now. And he shouldn't lose much more than 5. That's not too bad. Not a terrible hold from Cham. He is still up in workers by 1 and able to make more, but instead he's going for 12 more roaches. I think he's going to max out on roaches very quickly. He's already at 170 supply and counting.
Yeah, and I do like that as soon as he was pulled back, he did start 2-2, so he is aware that the game is going to go on a little bit longer, but he's going to do what he can with this Roach Ravager to try and get some value out of them.
And I feel like if he spreads his roaches like this, he should be great.
Yeah,
Roasted Biles are a game changer here.
Yeah, there's not that much here for uThermal. The tanks are not really in position to help defend this 3rd base, so it is taking a bit of damage.
All you really want to do here is deny mining time on the 3rd, and the way uThermal's setting this up is it's actually pretty good for an engagement with Cham. Corrosive Biles aren't being dodged too great, and when they are dodged, it gives them a chance to get more shots off. The roaches come in from all angles, and I mean, I think uThermal will hold this eventually, but not after losing his 3rd.
Oh, is the base going to get Bile down? 1 more Bile! It's so close to going down!
It'll burn out anyways. There's no way you can heal it. It dies before the Biles even hit mid-air, but at the same time, an all-in drop has came out of uThermal because he knew he needed to cause some counter damage. He might lose the main, but Luckily for Cham, the main isn't even his lair.
Exactly. I was about to say, thankfully the lair is at the natural, so the main hatchery does go down in the end. I mean, Cham has to be careful because again, the fourth is so low as well. It's so vulnerable to a drop.
Oh yeah. And I don't know where we go from here. I think it's just uThermal trying to out micro Cham. Oh my god, he almost got the medevac.
Oh my god, one more bile, that's all he needed. Meanwhile, uThermal is dropping over here to the north in the main base. At the same time, there's more drops coming into the south, and Cham, he's just pushing across the map.
Oh yeah, Cham knows what's up. He sees there's no third base being reestablished, and now he's got to do some counter damage.
Yeah,
he's like, wait, okay, where do I find a position? But I think you should know, like, uThermal's not sitting back taking, yeah, he's like, okay, no base, oh god, I gotta go.
Yeah, he was checking, confirming that there was no third base. Meanwhile, the bunker does go down. There are 2 tanks, so he has to be careful.
That's not super scary, that just means he needs more Ravagers. Oh my god, the double static defense here, almost taking out those medevacs, really forcing them to move out of the way, and now they can't even pick up and get out of there, so he loses one. Not much damage done. I love this from Cham.
Yeah, meanwhile, there is that drop to the north, and transfuses keep the hatchery alive.
Oh my god. This madman Cham. He's really not taking any losses here, honestly. Like, the amount of workers he lost in the beginning was like, what, 15 workers or something? He's only lost under 30 workers. Oh, how did that not hit that?
Oh, it didn't hit it, but the queens were enough. The drop does go down. Cham, he can breathe a sigh of relief. And uThermal, he's trying to establish that third base again. He's been stuck on 2 bases. His army is still pretty scary with 3 tanks and all of this fire.
And he just lands only a command center, not even a planetary or a CC.
Yo, but you know what, Cham, he's maxed out.
Yeah. And maxed out on Roaches versus Terran normally doesn't do good, but it only works when you're up in economy, and I didn't think it was going to work in the beginning, but Cham has crawled his way back into it. This is it. This is all for uThermal right here. If he can't hold on to his third base, then he loses, which he's actually doing pretty good. He's not losing too many tanks, but hitting for multi-prong harass here from Cham actually is doing some work, and even one Ravager walking right into that. Cham can't lose everything here, but he can't afford to lose a lot.
Yeah, I think in the end, Cham was able to snipe 2 tanks there. He lost the fight on the high ground, but he won the fight on the low ground. But in the end, he wasn't able to take out these SCVs. Oh, but you know what? Bar's done.
Burrowed Roaches, who does that? Also, who put the tower at the top of their third? Or a sensor. Whatever. I'm messing up on names today. I'm just too excited about Cham playing uThermal right now. Put the auto turret there.
The turret, uThermal even like panicked and he killed his own auto turret. I mean missile turret. He focused it down, so he's forced to remake it. Meanwhile, we do have a drop going into the main base, but Cham, he's ready for it. He's waiting.
Even at the edge of the creep, he's got some army ready. The creep's moving that way. He's even going for the third base, so he's going to see it even more advanced. Even almost move the drone away.
Yeah, he
was. This has been the tough part when that side drop, if you're able to hold, but now actually it's not too good. Is uThermal going to drop or is he just going to get out of there?
I mean, I feel like regardless, the drop is going to go down. Like, there are queens all over the place. He boosts out, but made it so low. Oh
my god. Does not even get to drop anything. All he did was deny a little bit, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Cham has a real shot at winning here. He's already getting a Spire and Hive Tech.
Yeah, there is an opportunity here for uThermal because right now Cham is banking up his money. Like, he's banking up all that gas for the massive switch in tech. Hive is on the way as well, so he's going to be working on that. Hive is done now, so we'll see what Cham decides to go for. Is he going to go into Vipers? We have Infestors, actually.
Yeah, this is actually pretty good, especially against Corrosibiles. I don't think I've seen this type of play from anyone. I'm not sure if I'm just out of the loop here, or if Cham's just really been practicing and making his own stuff up. Maybe someone in Europe. I'm confused on this one. I mean, I get it. I just haven't seen it, so it's weird.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in quite some time, and interesting. I don't know if I like this, but Cham, he's going straight into Greater Spire. He's not going for mutas or anything like that. He wants to go straight into Broodlords.
No, imagine if he gets Broodlords out with this and then throws in... Oh my god, look at that. That's why you want Funko. Oh my god, this is great. I love this. That was absolutely epic. And if he throws in Broodlords and then some Corruptors, not morphed into Broodlords for, you know, anti-air defense against Vikings and things like that, I think that's pretty much his GG, especially as you fungal growth the Vikings against your Broodlords.
Yeah.
Oh my god, these Marines are scared to engage now without tanks under them.
Exactly, and the thing is, like, it's all about making sure you're able to transition into those broodlords, because again, like, Cham is maxed out, he has to get rid of supply, but he has to be careful, like, not to get, like, throw it away.
Oh no, there's so many tanks. He's getting sandwiched.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to fight it out here.
Yeah,
but he's got money banked, so he can afford this.
That's what I mean, though. Like, he's losing all this, and right now he's remaxing on Corruptors. He needs to make those broodlords. Greater Spire isn't done quite yet, and again, that's a lot of supply in those Corruptors that aren't going to help in the ground battle.
Greater Spire will definitely finish before the tanks ever come out. Ooh, the scan goes down in the grass. Cham's trying to posture up to force the tanks. Oh my god, that was so good. How do you do that with that much bio in your face? And Cham's just trying to slow this down like a Protoss.
I mean, he has to, because the Corruptors are just about to pop out, and then he has to wait for the Broodlords. Like, that's going to take a lot of time. Like, sack a base if you have to. We'll see how Cham is going to be able to deal with this.
He never saturated that base to the north, so he can definitely sack that one. He wants to pretend like he's saving it, though, because he's trying to buy time. If he lets all this creep get cleared and lets his 2 bases go down, then he's in trouble, but he's actually going to go ahead and do that. He's letting 2 bases go down, forgetting about the creep, and maybe he knows these Broodlords can finish it, so he doesn't mind scrapping that base. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. He's going for a counterattack. Actually love that from him. He's got it. The Broodlords are done. Oh my god, there's no way these Marines can get underneath all the Broodlords. Is it possible? He's got a couple transfuses as well with the Queen. Oh my god, Cham, is he doing it right here?
He's doing it. The Broodlords are alive. uThermal, who was trying to stim forward and get past the army and get on top of the Broodlords, but he just couldn't do it. There was so much Road Ravager there. All the bio goes down.
And then the Corruptors come in, and that guarantees losing all the medevacs and everything. And I can't believe I'm seeing this work. This is one of those builds you try on the ladder for a month straight, and it never works. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to try this for the next month, and it's not going to work, but it is such a build. But he's got to keep these Broodlords alive. The Marines are trying to close the gap, and the Broodlords just sneak out. Tanks don't even get a chance to siege. Even if they did, they just friendly fire. GG. Cham takes game number 1 off of uThermal. He's on match point. What are we watching, Light?
He's on match point. Bear in mind, everyone, this is a best of 3. It's crazy, and Cham, he just needs 1 more win to knock uThermal down to that loser's bracket.
Who's doing Brood, Roach, Infester right now? Who does that?
That's
is
what
that
I mean.
A thing? Has that been done before, Light?
It has been done.
You're like the encyclopedia of StarCraft. If Light doesn't know, no one's gonna know.
It's been done before, but a long time ago. Like, it used to be the meta, like, back in the day, years ago. And it's something that you see every now and then, but, like, you know, obviously what's more efficient, like, especially trading into the late game, is like Ling Bane. That's what everyone goes for. Yeah. You have someone
that was happened, I feel like, when Infested Terran existed. Like, that's why it existed, because you could just spam some Infested Terran for anti-air and defend. But this is no Infested Terran, just fungal growth. He didn't even have a microbial shroud or anything he needed to throw down.
Yeah. The thing is, like, what Cham just did is so difficult to execute at the highest level, because if your Broodlords are late, you die. Like, you know, things like, if you don't land your fungals, like, your Roach Ravager trades so badly. Like, that's why we talk about how Roach Ravager scales so poorly against bio. Like, you need some kind of supportive unit. And on top of that, because it's a skill shot based ability, like fungal growth, like, you need to make sure you land and you don't get out of position.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I was trying to let the casters know. Anyways, we got some other casters in here now.
Yes, we do. We are here, and we are joined by Zombie Grub and Maynard. They're also going to be casting this series, and I don't blame them. You know, it's pretty sick.
So this guy right here in the bottom right just won game number 1. Game number 2 on Submarine Ellie, the shortest maps, the cheesiest of maps, the most abusive by Zergs, I feel, was chosen. So here we are, playing for Team Exxon Gaming in the bottom right-hand corner with the blue Zerg bugs. It is none other than the player from Mexico. It is Cham.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Submarine LE, we have the European Terran player, the Red Terran, representing the land of the Netherlands, as well as Team Liquid, currently down 0-1 in this best of 3. It is uThermal.
If Cham does this, man, I don't know.
you know what? If Cham does this, he did what Juanito couldn't. Just saying. uThermal, Taco Cup. He 2-0'd Juanito. He 2-0'd Special, and now Cham is coming in already up in this series.
Yeah, and then Cham has to go up against someone like TvZ or Nice. And, you know, if he can beat uThermal, why not TvZ or Nice?
100%. 100%. If Cham can take down uThermal, he can take any Terran player in this entire bracket.
The only reason Cham didn't go far in Taco Cup was because he got all the gauntlet of ZVZ.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
absolutely
thing.
ridiculous.
You know, Solar, he's a monster in ZVZ. It's rough when you kind of get him in a bracket, but now Cham can prove himself here in the TSL qualifiers. What's scary is that we are on Submarine, and Submarine, mate, those bio pushes from Terrans, they hit so much faster.
Yeah. And I wonder how Cham responds to this. Is he gonna get fast banelings? Is he gonna do anything crazy here? He's only bringing one drone to the natural. He kept 3 in gas. That is interesting already. I don't know what it means, but it means something Overlord speed maybe. You don't really need Overlord speed because it's a very short map, but that could be a thing. Maybe scared of some sort of trippy builds that uThermal could go for, but most importantly, that gas signifies something's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, he did prioritize getting out Link speed, and I would agree in that I feel like Cham has to go Banes. It's so risky going Roaches on this map because last game, bear in mind, Cham just barely held onto his 4th base, right? Like it almost Cham just barely got his Roaches out to defend. Like again, like things like that are gonna hit so much faster. uThermal is gonna be so much more aggressive on this map.
Yeah, obviously you can't really hold off forever and wait till you get Broodlords out. That's not very easy on this map. And honestly, Cham was kind of all in with his Broodlords. As soon as they morphed in and he defended, he already lost 2 bases, so he had to go across the map and cause some game-ending damage, or uThermal would snowball and eventually defeat him. So Cham, I mean, his build worked. What he did work, but his plan was, I defend just barely, I go across and win because he can't counter it in time. Now, if you would have gave him time, he would have countered and won. So here, he's gotta hit with something different because that's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see what happens because so far uThermal looks like he's doing the same build he did in the previous game, going 1-1-1, 6 Hellions straight into Banshee.
Okay, Cham, he did have. It looked like he was getting a lot of gas, but he just got the speed, and now he's. What is he doing with his gas here?
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to be saving up for if he decides to do something crazy and like throw down an Evo, or if he throws down a Baneliness, go straight into Lair. There's a lot of possibilities here for Cham.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to throw down an Evo or something, you would get to it already. You know, before you have the gas, because it takes a while to build.
Yeah.
Lair, he has enough for Lair, but he's making queens right now.
Oh, okay. Double Evo.
Double Evo. I'm waiting on Cham because, I mean, as we all know, it's pretty much on him, I feel like, to not only not make a mistake, but also really throw uThermal off. uThermal.
as they call him on the streets.
As they call him on the streets. The hard streets of ST2.
Exactly.
And I hope Cham's Banshee defense is better than last time.
Oh yeah.
Even though it doesn't need to be because he still won.
13 workers went down in the previous game to 2 Banshees. Like that was way too much damage being dealt here. We do have spores on the way, and we have a decent amount of queens pushing away those Hellions. Looks like the Banshee is not going to be diving into the mineral line.
Ooh, even one right here to help defend. Cham has so much gas, and he's not making anything with gas.
I'm just waiting to see if he gets +1 melee here because, yep, there it is. So he is going to be going at least for Lings. I'm still waiting for the Baneliness to be thrown down.
Yeah, he should get a Lair and a Baneliness maybe at the same time. I would assume. I'm just waiting patiently. I want to see. I mean, we know uThermal. He's going for the bio. He's going to try and shark around and get some more kills. There goes down the Lair. No Baneliness yet, though. So maybe it's going to be Ling, Roach, Ling, Bane. Interesting. Ravager Bane, I've seen Sero play a lot, so that's actually a pretty good option for this match.
Yeah.
Like no Roaches at all, just straight Ravager. No, not too many Lings, but mostly Banelings.
Yeah, it does work well. Obviously, the Ravagers you use ideally to snipe those tanks in the back line and use the Ling Bane to deal with the bio. But oh, the Banshees are here.
The Banshees are back in town.
Yeah, and they've already killed 4 drones, and they just dive into the main bases. There is a little bit of creep connecting the bases. There are plenty of queens.
Yeah, I don't mind this hold from Cham this time. I mean, the Hellions went all the way home, so now there's really nothing here to stop him at all. Oh, and they ran out of energy, and it goes down to a single shot from that Spore Crawler.
Nice.
Combined with the 6 shots of all the queens. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, we've seen
worse
defense.
Check here. Yeah. Last game, we saw it.
Yep, we saw it last game, and there we go. We do have the upgrades on the way. We have Baneling speed as well as Roach speed on the way. So Cham is going to be committing to this composition, and obviously the big weakness of this is, you know, he's not going for Hydras or Mutas, so the anti-air is going to be a little bit lacking. But uThermal didn't really take advantage of that last game.
Yeah, not at all. But Baneling speed is halfway done. Some Roaches are on the way. Oh, the Waddling Banes. We've seen this do, I believe, oh my god, and the Lings, wow! What a play, bringing the Lings from the left, Banes from the northeast, I guess. Just the east, really. And there's so many Banes here, they're going to be able to make it all the way to the natural mineral line at the same time. A fight going into the third base, or fourth base, I'm sorry, of Cham here. All he has is queens, he's not going to be able to defend. There's a lot of tanks here, 2 tanks behind this. Deep on creep, but there's just not enough at home for Cham to defend, but he could lose this base, honestly, I think. He took out 24 workers on the other side of his opponent, and he just has to defend his natural and his main.
Exactly, like he can just sack the base 24. Yeah, exactly. The tanks get filed down, both of them get taken out. He even saves the hatchery.
Oh my god, saves the hatchery, only loses 2 workers to uThermal's 24 workers, and all the upgrades finished after the fight. Baneling, adaptive towns finish up, and as well as Roach speed finished up as soon as the fight was over, so that didn't even come into play. Now Cham's even stronger than ever before, and he does have to remake his queens, though he lost a lot there. But uThermal is lacking in workers and money. He's actually at like 50 minerals at the moment, and just going broker as the time goes.
Exactly. uThermal lost so many workers. He's down 20 workers compared to Cham. Cham, he barely lost anything. As you said, somehow he was able to keep his 4th alive. That was a loss that I thought that like he was just gonna take. He was just gonna soak up because he had almost nothing to defend, but he had just enough to push uThermal away. And mate, is Cham just gonna run away with this? Like everything's going his way right now.
Yeah, that sucks. For uThermal, that is. I'm very happy for Cham.
Oh my god, like uThermal, he's stuck defending, right? Like what else are you gonna do? You have your tanks lined up, you have to work on your upgrades, and I don't see him moving out anytime soon, and because of that, Cham is just spreading creep all over the place.
Yeah, it's getting rough. I mean, I love this position from Cham, but you know, oftentimes as a Zerg, you find yourself not able to actually close the game out. And then it slowly snowballs and you lose. But I like this. He's got the Banelings. He's got Overlords. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe like a Baneling drop into the main or natural. But regardless, Cham's doing great.
Yeah, I would say Cham is close to maxing out. He needs to throw down an infestation pit. He needs to work on that hive, right? Like
hive.
You don't want to be stuck like on Lair Tech.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see how this engagement goes. It's going to be on Cham when he pulls the trigger here very shortly.
Yeah, definitely. So far, uThermal, he does have 1 drop out of the map, you know, dealing a little bit of damage, clearing some creep. Meanwhile, Cham is just getting ready to push in, morphing more and more Banelings. Yo, he's going.
Yeah. He's going for it. No Vipers, no Blinding Clouds, no Hive Tech. He's just going to trade out, and uThermal's entire army was just sitting here. And with this many Roaches behind it, I didn't expect him to have that much Roach. Ravager, GG. The man has done it. El Campeón continues. A lot of people said uThermal's a goat. How can he beat him? He's a chupacabra. He eats goats for a living. And he continues on defeating uThermal. 2-0. Wow, what a guy. My guy Cham. He's done it. He's done it, guys.
He did what special couldn't. Cham takes out one of the best Terrans in Europe and will advance to the next round. Mate, I knew he could do it, but like we were talking about it at the beginning of the series, you know, a close series, like all the way to game 3 or something, but mate, just 2-0'd.
2-0. That speaks numbers because we've seen uThermal play and beat some other people pretty hard, like we discussed earlier. And I hope that doesn't mean that uThermal's bad. I hope that means that Cham is just so on point right now.
Yeah.
If there's one thing Cham's practicing for at the end of the year, it's probably this event here.
Yeah, I was talking about like the different metas, and I think that's what really came into play. I'm sure uThermal, he's used to players who play like Raynor and Serral, you know, players who go Ling Bane into like into Muda or Lurkers, yeah, like Hydra Lurker Viper, you know, like in getting into that late game or mid to late game. Cham, like he's so aggressive going into heavy Roach play and even Infestors, as we saw into Broodlords. I don't think anyone in Europe plays like that.
I don't think anyone anywhere plays like that.
Yeah.
I think Cham since he plays on NA and EU, he kind of knows what both scenes look like in the meta. So he's like, I'm gonna go for neither of these metas. He thinks I'm gonna go for the NA meta. Nah. He thinks I'm gonna go for the EU meta. No, I'm gonna go for 2-year-old EU Korean meta.